Hi, it's Jill with cricflix. Today I am going to start filming numerous videos that I'm making on a Christmas line. Over the years I've never done, I shouldn't say I've never done. I have done a couple things that people have requested that were in the theme of Christmas. But I decided this year I'm going to add to my shop a section of Christmas decorations that will ship when ordered the next day, depending on the quantity. And if you want 10 of, it depends. But typically if you're just looking for one and done or a few different ones, they will all be ready. So I'm not just using my shop. I have other avenues that I will be posting as well. What they will be are they're all going to be sets of 3, and that are the ones for quick shopping. It'll be a set of 3, and there'll be nutcrackers, there'll be Christmas mice, there'll be little elves, bears, some bears, bunnies, and whatever, and angels. I just started it, and again, they will be sets of 3, 1 foot tall each. However, custom orders can be made if somebody wants more or larger. I can make them larger, but the way that I'm doing it now, I'm only making them one size, and that's it. The rest will be custom ordered. And again, this is for last minute. Well, it doesn't even have to be last minute, but if somebody's in a bind and needs something last minute, this stuff will be available to ship immediately. First one I'm working on is the little elf girls. Here's one of them. Again, some of them are going to be a little bit more whimsical. They're not all from the same files. They're different files of different artists that do them, so they're all going to vary a little bit. But this set will be 3 that are similar and in the same color scheme, but it's a different little girl. Again, this is the first one. She is all glittered, and there's some accent essentials on her, and there's some liquid pearls to give her a lot of texture. These are really fun to do, but I'm going to put together and then make sure what I'm going to do to finish her off. First thing I'm going to do is put her together, assemble her. And they will all be standing on gold wood bases. My husband's making my bases, and then he's painting them gold. And I have some done, so you will see. And I'm thinking what other ones. There's another one that I haven't gotten yet. Snowman, carolers, possibly vintage Santas. I haven't decided on that yet. But I will make them so that they are very easily stored and reusable. So it wouldn't be like you throw it out when you're done with it. Even though they're made out of cardstock, there is so much embellishment added to them. They are very sturdy, and again, with these wood sticks between the layers, makes them very, very strong. And with the removable base, they're very easy to store. I have here's 3 of them, and this is so easy to store. Just through the bases in them, or the wood bases in the wherever you're storing them. Great for holiday festives, you know. Something different. I know my daughter had said something about you know, Hobby Lobby, hitting Hobby Lobby, whatever. I make decorations for all occasions and never had an issue with it, and don't plan to have one now. So we'll see. I have nothing to lose. I'm just going to give it a shot and see what kind of feedback I get from folks, their thoughts on whether or not they would ever think to buy Christmas decorations for a party that isn't necessarily store-bought. I don't know what difference that makes, but these are not. I think they're adorable, and it's either going to end up, my house is going to be even decorated worse than I already do. It looks like Christmas threw up in my house every year. Holidays, normally for Halloween as well. However, I'm getting where it's just too much work for me, because all of my stuff is stored in the attic of our garage, and my husband is getting where I don't want him going up in there. It's a drop down ladder that you got to go up, and his balance is not real good. I got them all down this year, but we have some of the great big things that Menards every year comes up with something new. And I told my daughter, who goes bonkers for Halloween, she has a huge party every year, but her decorations, she goes nuts with it. Somebody would look at me and think I go crazy, but that is only because they're not seeing my daughter. She just is absolutely outrageous with decorating inside and out. So I had said I've given her all my big ones. Witches brewing, they talk, and when you walk by them, they talk to you and stuff. They're adorable, but they're a lot of work to put up and a lot of work to get up and down out of the garage. So they're going to a new home, and a great big huge, kind of like I don't know, I keep calling them Dracula. It's not Dracula. Well, I can't even think of what it is, but scares my kids to death, the babies, the grandkids. But too much work to put together, so it's going to my daughter's house. Around here, she has a lot of greenery, and these are berries. I thought they were ornaments, but they're berries. But I'm going to put the greenery. What I did is I went to Michael's first, and Michael's, believe it or not, I know it's not even Halloween yet, but it seems like the stores always seem to start getting their Christmas stuff out in July. But I went there and they had nothing. I'm like, oh man, because I just needed some little pieces. I didn't want anything big because these are not big, but I just want to add something to them. So where the greenery is on here, I am adding my greenery. Just to give it something that I guess you would say makes it look less paper, or less something you would throw away after a party. You know, because I always wonder what people do after. Some of the parties I've done have been so unbelievably extravagant that I always wonder, what do they do with the stuff afterwards? Do they throw it away? I told somebody, man, I'd go on eBay and resell it. But I don't know if they reuse it. I know some of them are party planners, and they reuse their stuff. But even though they're made of paper, they're made to last and can be used again and again. Providing your guests don't put their cigarettes out on them or their dessert plates on it or something, they should be fine from one year to the next. This one's got some flocking on it. A little burn on my fingers, not a problem. And you're gonna need a little bit more of this too. This came one of the long pieces, and I just cut it all up. And this has got a big old hunk of something on it. Looks like it's supposed to sprout into another branch. Put that right there. And I got these that I think I'm going to grab a couple of the smaller ones. I do need something to dump these in. I should have thought of that ahead of time. See if I can put a couple of the small ones here as berries. And all of this was 50% off at Hobby Lobby, which I never can understand why it doesn't come in at 50% off, because all it does is make a ton of work to go in there and put signs up everywhere and make a mistake putting a sign up where it should have been something else that was on sale. And once you grab it, that's the price it's marked, that's the price you're going to pay. Just seems to me like so much work, because this stuff is just getting put out and it's all on 50% off. But Pennies years ago started where everything is 50% off all the time. And that just seems so stupid to me, that instead of saying 50% off of everything, just wreck the prices down. But I guess people would not buy it because they would be waiting for it to go on sale. I don't know. I don't know the marketing behind it, but If you buy something at regular price, you need your head examined. You shouldn't be buying anything at regular price. Just doesn't happen. If you need something and it's not on sale, you've got your 50% off coupon at any of the craft stores. And they'll honor, they'll price match any store. Now Target and Target and Amazon, is it? I'm pretty sure it's Amazon. Yes, have a price match that they will price match. That's the only store both ways between Target and Amazon. There we go. Now we got her with the greenery on. I'm gonna put the greenery and the things on the other side. I could have done more and done my glittering. They want a piece, but I need it. I could have done my glittering while standing here. However, that one does take a while. Quite a bit of glitter on her. These things are so adorable, I think. Oh, and hot. It's so hot. What else is going on now? We're all hunkered down here. Everybody's getting their houses and everything ready to prepare themselves for the winter coming. The inevitable. I used to absolutely, I do love the seasons, but the older I get, the faster they go. And so when this time of the year used to be my absolute all-time favorite, it's not so much anymore. The summer goes too fast, even though sometimes it gets too hot. But even though it's a lot of work for us in the summertime, I am not ready for the cold. I am definitely not ready. Let me get some little ones out here again. There's a little yellow one. Stay there. It's not going to stay. It is saying no way. And that one's probably not going to stay either, so I'll put them right here. I had found that if you take clear gems that you can get half price at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, spray painting them with metallic paints like Rust-Oleum. I spray painted because I have tons of colors that I don't use because there's just not much need for them. And I always have a need, or always can find a place for gold, a gold gem or a silver and a rose gold. So I had my husband spray paint me a whole bunch of gems. And I got a little container full of different size gems that he painted in gold. And I painted some rose gold and anything that I don't use. I've been having to paint. I haven't painted any silver yet, but I don't use silver that much. When I do, I can paint them when I need them. And I found I leave that project for my husband. I love to put these balls at the bottom of my centerpieces that aren't flat because I want them to set on the wood solid. And I'm about out of them. So I found these half price. My dog's going nuts, so I'm hoping nobody's here. Half price. I don't know how many are in here. 75 pieces. It cost me $2.50. I will have my husband put these all on a 3/4 or 3/18. I can't remember what it is. The peg that I use, and paint them rose gold, silver, and gold. I will not use those in that color. I have no use for that color. Too bright. But they are, I bought them before and I'm starting to run out. And I saw them today in the Christmas stuff. And I thought, oh man, just what I needed. So my hubby is going to be painting. He doesn't know that yet, but I know he will be super excited. Last night, I have a bunch of stuff posted on Marketplace, and my husband and I are trying to purge because I can't deal with how much stuff I have in the way, just running out of room. And I said, I got to start purging, and duplication of things, and just, so somebody who is a truck driver, him and his fiance, wanted something and asked if I could normally meet places at the police station, but they said, can we go somewhere where a semi can go? And they said, are you near Walmart? And I said, yeah, and I gave him the address of the Walmart, and he says, okay, we're 5 minutes away, I'll meet you there. And so I went there, and I saw the security guy driving around, so I stopped him and told him what I was doing, and just to make sure he kind of kept an eye, because you know, you get real nervous when you're meeting a stranger. And so the security guard came, and he was keeping an eye open and drove around. Well, then the guy wrote me back. First it was his fiance starting to message me, then him, and saying, yeah, they had to turn around, it's gonna be a little bit. He sent me a snapshot of where they were and what the truck looked like and everything. And I was probably there for 45 minutes, and it got to a point where they stopped responding. I just left, and I thought, how rude that they could at least just told me something happened. And we didn't have time. I don't know what, but they left me there. Well, my husband was out with my daughter somewhere and knew where I was, and so he had my daughter drop him off with me at Walmart. And I said, I'm just leaving. I'm not staying here because this guy, you know, they're not answering me, so I'm leaving. And but I went down to look for the security guy because I knew he was watching me, and I didn't want me pulling out the guy in the car and not say anything, thinking I was being abducted or something, because he was waiting. But anyway, whoever it was that stood me up, oh, not nice. That was not nice. Very rude. There we go. We got both sides of her done. I think she's adorable. My husband said she's a little bright. She is bright, but I like bright. Let's do this one. She's a set of 3 as well. However, one of the pieces is not dry yet, the glitter on it. So we're going to go ahead and do the second one and add something spectacular. I don't know what. I wish I had all sorts of things to say. I remember on one of my videos, which I don't even think I've uploaded yet, I was talking about the issues I was having with my software every time I went to cut out on my new machine. Well, I say my new machine, it's been working fine. This just happened. I've been using it for months, but I know there's nothing wrong with the machine. It's communicating with the software. And I had to end up setting my firmware back to the Stone Ages in order to get it to work, because I had work to do. And then I got the message again for this update, and a message stating they never got back to me after the 6 emails I sent them. They never answered me, but they finally sent one out randomly to everybody, just made a public post. All of you having troubles with this particular update, the glitches in it and whatnot, it's been fixed. If you're still having issues, let us know and whatever. So I thought, oh, I guess I wasn't the only one having problems. So I went ahead and updated the software like they said to do. Same thing happened. Completely shut me down. I was so mad. And again, they have not answered me. And nobody would get back to me from there. And I'm still not happy about that, because they used to have good support. But I had to set it back. Not only did it stop working, but I have apparently no keys left on my business edition. So I have to use the studio, for older one, the older software. I can't get a key either. I mean, they don't respond. They just leave me hanging, and not real happy with them right now. But I did get it to work. And at first it was working on the free edition, the free download. Well, I never used the free download. Now I know why. You can't do anything on that. You can't even group when you're working on something. You can't even group your pieces. And so I did have a business key available, so I was able to update the software using one of the business keys. Not business, studio. I still can't get the business, so I don't have time to dink around with them on the phone. I have too much on my plate right now that I'm going to wait until things slow down, if they ever do, and then try and deal with that. And I know what they're going to do. They're going to send me keys, but they're not going to resolve the problem of the software not working. On this one, I'm going to use these little, what are they called? Berries. I have no idea. I told this about when they came from Humana to do a check-in to see our health and make sure everything was going good. They mandatory, probably the government wants to make sure that we're following up on doctor's appointments and taking care of our health or whatever. So they have to every year do a assessment. And I told this story in the last video, but I haven't updated that either, or haven't posted that. But they ask you, to give you 3 words, and you're supposed to remember them throughout the whole exam. They take blood pressure and just a bunch of junk. And I always get panicky because of the 3 words. I'm so afraid I'm going to forget the 3 words because I forget everything now, but I always have. And I tell my husband, the reason it scares me about them, I don't want them to think something's wrong because I've been like this forever. And it's gotten worse with age because I didn't used to do 13 things at the same time. I wasn't that ambitious. I think I'm more ambitious now because I'm getting old and I'm thinking I don't have much time, so do as much as you can at once. I don't know. My mind goes all over the place. But I kept concentrating on my husband's word. When he took my blood pressure, he said, your blood pressure is a little high. And I said, that's your fault because you got me stressed about the freaking 3 words I have to remember. And I rattled off my husband's. And I said, I know his, but now when you give me mine, I'm not going to remember. He said, I'm not going to give you any. I said, he probably knew I was a mess just because I was supposed to remember those 3 words. Anybody watching me would say, you could understand my fear because I forget everything when I'm talking. Again, it's because as you get older, trying to do something at the same time when you're talking, it gets to be a challenge. It's not easy. Okay, she's got little buttons on her dress here. So I am going to put some stuff that my husband sprayed gold on here. They're round. So here's some round. Here's my spray gold. Again, the Rust-Oleum is what he uses, and it works awesome. And it dries quick. I love it. Tweezers. And I know I put everything right here so I didn't have to run around my store. I'm going to put little gold buttons on her little outfit. And this particular sheet of bling or gemstones was different colors and different shapes. Squares, rectangle, oval, teardrop, and different size, just all different. But they were all different colors. And I shouldn't have I should have used the square one in the buckle. Well, at the time, I didn't know I was going to have the square ones. So I'm just going to use, okay, there we go, her with the beads. And then again, I put the little round gold on her straps of her little outfit. Let me do the other side. Take another one of these. And I've told everybody my grandchild number 18 is due the 26th of December. She's having a C-section. She's had tried not to have a C-section the second time around. First time she had a C-section, then she gave it a try the second time around to not have a C-section, and that didn't work, and they do not recommend after 2 failures to try it again. So the benefit to her of that is that she gets to pick the day she has the baby. So she can have everything planned and ready. However, I know she's not real excited about the recovery of a C-section. My other daughter-in-law had a C-section with her first, and she just had her 4th, but the other 4, she didn't need a C-section. So she was very fortunate. Very fortunate. On this one, I'm going to put a little bit of, I think this is called ficus. Don't hold me to that, and don't tell anybody if I'm wrong. But I think that is what it's called, ficus. And I'm going to put a string of that over here. And when you're doing something like this, no 2 pieces are going to be identical, because whatever it is that you're using when you're adding this type of embellishment, they're not identical, so of course your piece isn't going to be identical. However, I might like a piece of that ficus on there too. Yeah, I think I might add it there too. I like that. I like that a lot. There we go. Hubby goes from one ailment to another, or health issue, or I don't even know what you want to call it. Now he's got something wrong with sciatica, so he has to go every day to the chiropractor because he can't hardly move. That poor man, he's had 18 surgeries, and everything hurts. And I have to watch it around him, because if I say something hurts, I'll never hear the end of it. So I have issues with, I still have tendonitis of my Achilles. But it is getting better, and I keep working out in spite of it. So I think that might be helping. I'm not real sure. I'm going to say it is. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go work out as soon as I'm done here. Straight to the gym I go. Not in sandals, so I have sandals on. I got to remember to change my shoes. I'll get there and have my wrong shoes on. There we got the second one. And the third one I can't do because she's not dry. I will do her later. And the next one I'm going to do is some pink and blue nutcrackers. I'll have those ready, but I will do those in a separate video, because I'm going to inundate you with these. They're all ready to go, and I'm just going to do the finalizing of them, and that is going to be it. I take so long anyway, so you'll be thankful for that. But thank you for watching, and I will see you all probably tomorrow, if I can get my phone off. Hi, I'm back again. I'm on the last one of the little girl elves. I wasn't going to tape the last one, but I decided I had forgotten I wanted to show a technique that I'm using now. And so I'm going to film it real quick. I started to put her together last night, but she was still wet. So I'm going to finish putting her together right now, providing my glue gun is hot enough. I have been seeing the cutest images of clip art to make into centerpieces, and I keep buying more and more and more really cool, unique, very different fairies and trolls and just some really cool stuff. And I really want to start working on some of it, but I am up to the whites of my eyes and alligators. I just simply haven't had the time to do everything that I want to do. Amongst that is still taking care of grandkids, but only 2 days a week, which is nice. And trying to purge. My whole purging is so far going pretty good. I've gotten rid of quite a bit of stuff that has no more use than taking up room. You know, I always liked to decorate, but I've also been a hoarder. And so I've decided it's time for me to go through everything and clean it out. I know I've mentioned this in other videos, and I've been posting things on Marketplace, on eBay, on, can't remember where else, Facebook, just all over the place, trying to sell what I can and just get rid of whatever. Okay, on this one, I've got boxes of, over here is a whole stack of gems, and then just stuff everywhere. Oh, let me do this one first. I took this. They sell these at Hobby, well, they sell them at Hobby Lobby. They sell them anywhere. That are these individual pieces, and they're like 99 cents each. But if you go with the 50% off day, they come out to be 50 cents each, and they make for great additions to my pieces. Now, what I did with this is this little flower pot has a hole in the bottom, as though you could really use it. And all I did was pull this through here, filled this with hot glue, and then when that is nice and dry, I will, well, it's probably dry already. I don't think I need to wait. I am going to cut this off, I think. Come on. Where are my good wire cutters? Oh, I tell you. My granddaughter's birthday, her sweet 16, is next week. And my daughter calls me last week and said, can I make her a card in the form of a scrapbook and pictures in it of her years or whatever. And I said, what would be really cute is if you would print me out a picture of every year from every birthday, from birth, and then every birthday. And I'll do a layout. I'll do a really small, it's going to be a small little book. It's not going to be anything extravagant. But I'll do 1 year where her first birthday, second birthday, on and on until I get to her sweet 16. Then leave that page open and add the picture of that they take of her when they give her her new car, which she is absolutely going to go nuts because she thinks she's getting her mother's car and went to all these lengths to detail it and clean it to make it look like a brand new car. And little does she know, she's getting another car that she's absolutely going to lose it when she sees it. And I want all of that on film because she's going to be absolutely blown away when she gets her new car. What I'm going to be doing on this one is I'm going to be adding, I've got it all glittered and ready. I'm going to add some of the holly stuff here. And I'm going to be adding a little bit to the trees here. And I'm going to be adding snow text. This is something I've used in my wood crafts for years. And I started to do some wood, like Grinch, and I can't remember what I did. The Grinch, reindeer, and one other one. I can't remember what it is offhand. Tall wood stands all lit up and whatever. And I used this on it. And so I thought I was going to need just tons of it. So I bought 3 jars. And I didn't need that much. So the stuff started drying up. But I found, if any of you have this and have ever used it and you think, oh, it's ruined now, I added water to it. It is water soluble. And when I added the water to it, I was able to get it like new, and I can use it. I didn't lose it. You know the saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. I didn't, but just by adding water, and then I just mix it every time I'm going to use it, and it works perfect. So I didn't lose the 3 jars that I bought, but I'm going to now use it on these. I'll tell you what, if I break this little flower pot, I'm not going to be happy. I suppose now I couldn't cut this wire off first. I had to be able to stick it through the hole. There we go. So I got these two little flower pots that I'll be using on something. I don't know yet. But on this one, I'm going to do the holly, and I've got these little packets of holly that I got from Hobby Lobby. They were $4.99 a pack. I got them 50% off, so they were $2.50. And it looks like there might be a dozen in here. I don't know if it tells me how many, but I want to use them in here. And I think I am also going to add some berries, because this one is bigger on her. These might be too big. We're going to soon find out. Maybe, maybe not. They don't necessarily have to be berries, but the more that I add to them, I feel like the more they feel like reusable pieces rather than just party decorations that you might throw out when your party's over. I would like to make them with enough detail on it that you want to keep them and not throw them away. I'm going to put some berries here. And there we go. These little girls are quite colorful, but I think they're adorable. My granddaughter would love these in her room. My daughters, well, all my kids decorate all their kids' rooms. She's got little buttons here, and I think for those I'm going to use bling. I'm going to use red. Oh, I'm finally making use of all this bling that I have, that colors that I have not been able to use, and it's been absolutely awesome spray painting them. You wouldn't believe, just painting them gold or silver or rose gold, or because those go with basically anything. And if I need another color, I'll have my husband pick up some paint for whatever I need, because I really, really like them painted. I can just find so much more use for them. Okay, put a couple bling there, and let me put a little, I'm going to put one of my gold squares here for her buckle. Again, these pieces were all different colors, and I never had enough. If I was going to use one, like for instance these squares, I never had enough to finish something. And so painting them all gold, I don't run out, and I love it. Okay, then what I'm going to do is put her on her stand, and I'm going to flock her tree. Let me get a little bead here. My husband painted all my circles that I showed yesterday that came in red and green. I had him paint them in silver and gold. These are the ones that I like to use on my bases so that they sit flush. The ones that were white, I left white, because there wasn't really any point. I can use white ones on anything. But I like to put any kind of little bead here so that when I put it on the base, it looks more finished off. I do not like the pegs showing. Very, very particular about that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stuff and pick it out of the trash. I better go empty my trash can. And What I did when I opened this and I added water to it, I put a piece of cellophane over it before I shut it, just to keep it as moist as I can. Then I just take a popsicle stick and mix it up because it starts to settle down the water that I added. But it really, really, really helps to make this usable when it starts to get too dry. Again, just simply add water and mix it. And it's called Snow Tech. And you can get it at, I think you can get it at any hobby place, but I got mine at Michael's. Actually, I lied. I got mine on Amazon. I ordered it on Amazon. And I'm just going to add the snow to the trees. And this really gives it texture. And there's white spots on the tree that are actually the snow. So it's really easy for me to figure out where it goes. I don't have to think too hard. And then when this dries, it dries firm. There we go. Little piece didn't get popped out, just popped it out. These things are so cute. I know they're really, really bright, but sometimes I wonder, I think that I'm not old-fashioned, but maybe my tastes are, and I just don't realize it. I went into a resale shop yesterday, and I have an obsession with ordering clothes online. Although I never leave my house, or very rarely, I have no idea why I think I need so many clothes. Well, this year, my promise to myself was to stop doing that and get rid of a bunch of it. So I went to this resale shop, and they looked at me when I told them and asked them if they needed anything and what the process was and stuff. She looked at me and she said, well, first and foremost, we only accept like teenage, young adults, young adult clothes. And I could see her underlying comment saying, we don't take old ladies' clothes. So I had to be the bearer of silly news that unfortunately I'm an old lady that will only shop in the young adult department because I don't like old ladies' clothes. And that's just who I am. But I could tell that she didn't even want to look at my buckets because she's thinking, oh my God, this is an old lady. And she didn't need anything that I had anyway, but I have stuff that I've never even worn, and that's pathetic. I got to come to a screeching halt. No more of that. No more. I am done shopping until the next time. And you know what I wanted to do is I wanted to put a little bit of snow on the holly here. The holly that I just stuck on here. I want to put a little snow on that. Not a lot. Just a little bit. Because this little girl got caught out in the snow. There we go. And what do I want to do with this one over here? This one over here, I think I'll just glitter up. Oops, forgot to put my cellophane on there. This does help seal it a little bit better with just a little bit of cellophane wrap. Okay, and I am going to glitter a little bit more around this one that I put the berries on. And I'm going to be finishing up I started and done one film on my Cadillac theme party, and I'm going to be working on that all weekend. until that is completed, and then a couple Sesame Street projects. Those are berries there. So let's stick a little red in there. There we go. When I do a close-up picture of this, you'll really be able to see the dimension and the snow in it and whatnot. And there's the third little girl. And I will get a picture of the three of them. And let me see, I'm going to put her on gold. I'm having my husband do some silver bases for me as well. So there we go. We've got 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So I will move on to the next guys and try and make room. You know, this kind of stuff is the messiest work I have ever done. It is so messy. But I will be back with the next round, hoping my camera is still recording. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one, which is going to be nutcrackers.